Okay, so let me take you through a couple examples. This is from 8.4. I had a couple people asking if I could run through some examples here. So let's say you have a number, we'll call it z, equals 2 cosine 45 degrees plus I sine 45 degrees. And so this is in what's called trigonometric form. And just so you know, this would be the same as this. Okay, this right here is just kind of a shorthand way of writing this longer one, CIS. Okay, and so then let's say the problem said you want to find z to the third. Okay, so what you do is you take the number on the outside and you raise it to the third, and then inside you take the angle and you times it by 3. Okay, so like this. So 2 to the third, and then the 45 gets times by 3, and so that's 8 cosine 135 plus I sine 135. Okay, so that's going to be 8. 135 is second quadrant. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Okay, so it's negative root 2 over 2, and then I root 2 over 2. And if you distribute it through, the 8 will cancel that 2. So negative 4 root 2 plus 4I root 2. Okay, and that should be your answer. So when you distribute that 8 through, it knocks out both of these 2's here. Okay, and then the second type is where you have to put it in trig form. See this one up here, this already was in trigonometric form. Now there's another type. Let's say it was z equals negative 2 plus 2I root 3. And so this is what you did in 8.2. So there's two main steps. You say, okay, the r is equal to the square root of negative 2 squared plus 2 root 3 squared. And so that is square root of 4 plus 12 square root of 16, and that's 4. Okay, and then for the angle, you do inverse tangent of the y over the x, or the b over the a, however you want to say it. So it would be 2 root 3 over negative 2, and those 2's will cancel. So it's inverse tangent of negative root 3. And if you're not sure, you could use your calculator on this to help you. This should be, well, what's going to happen is your calculator will give you 60 degrees, but that's not the right answer, because if you think about where this thing is, you have a negative and a positive, so this thing is actually up here somewhere. Okay, so I'm sorry, over here this would have actually given you negative 60 degrees. And so what you have to do, negative 60 degrees is down here. What you have to do is add 180 to it. And so the angle should actually be 120. See, this angle up here is going to be 120. So sometimes you have to adjust your angle. So this one here was what the calculator gave you, and this here is what you actually need. Okay, so now we have z equals 4 cosine 120 plus I sine 120. And again, let's just say we wanted to do to the third, for example. So z to the 3 is 4 to the 3. And then I go 120 times 3 that is 360. So that's going to actually work out pretty well. 4 to the 3 is 64. Cosine of, I don't know, I keep hitting things here. Sorry about this. Okay, let me come over here. So 64. Cosine of 360 is 0. Sorry, cosine of 60. I'm getting all confused now. Sorry about that. Cosine of 360 is 1, and the sine of 360 is 0. Okay, so the whole answer here would be 64. Sorry about the goof ups here. I don't want to start the whole thing over because I'm pretty much done with it, but that's how it would work. Now the other thing, let me just show you real quick. If you, let's say you were ever to multiply the angle and you get something really big, like say, let's say 750. Oops. Let's say it was cosine 750 plus I sine 750. And so one thing you can do is just keep subtracting 360. So if you go minus 360 and minus 360 a second time, that's going to leave you with 30. So you kind of just keep subtracting 360 until you start to see a number that you recognize. And so this problem would actually be the same as this. And then you could continue it from there. Okay, so just keep subtracting 360. Then eventually you should see a number that looks familiar. And then that's the number that you can use.